What's going on, everybody? It is the hardest working man in YouTube right now, Heroes Gaming, coming at you guys with a college football 26 halfway review of the game so far. I watched Bordeaux's video last night about his review of the game, so this is not me sort of responding to it, but me doing my review and just adding on different things that I like and dislike about the game. So without further ado, let's just get into it. First, we're going to talk about all the things that I like in the game. And that's going to be stat information for Heisman goers. Last year, when you were looking at the Heisman people in contention for Heisman, you could not see what their stats were throughout the season. You would see all the names on the list, and the only thing stat-wise that you would see is on the bottom left when it says what they did in the previous game. Okay, that's cool, but what did they do? What have they done up to this point? We would have to actually go in their player card, look and see what they've done, and be like, oh, okay, well, that's why they're in contention for Heisman. This year, it's right there in the bottom right. You just move the right stick over, and you can see, I don't think you have to move the right stick over. It's just there. You can see what they've done throughout the season so far to see why they're there. Second is formation subs. Holy, I was so excited when I heard about formation subs because college football, a lot of players play in different positions. You want to put certain players in certain spots on the field. Even if they're a backup somewhere, they can probably fit in a different position on defense or even offense. And that is a godsend for us hardcore dynasty players, is formation subs. So that was a big plus for me. And another thing I want to talk about is team needs and recruiting. Now when we're recruiting, we get to see the team needs up there. That is a very, very big plus. I love that. Generic stadiums. Love the generic stadium edition. We have the 3 high schools, I think, and then 2 like 1 medium and then like 1 half medium large generic stadium, sort of kind of ish that they've added. I like that. And I know why they did that, because they couldn't find a workaround for, if let's say you have a team builder team and you take them to Tennessee or Michigan Stadium, all of the Tennessee and Michigan Stadium assets are still going to be in their stadium. So either they couldn't find a workaround for it or they didn't want to, and then they said, you know what, let's slap these generic stadiums in there and call it a day. Next, we want to talk about the music. The music is really good. I hear a lot of people talking about the music. I made a hour-long video with the music on my channel, and a lot of people are loving it this year. A lot of people did not like the drums last year. I liked the drums last year. Listen, it was about 11 years or so since we had a legit college football game come out. So how can I put this? If they want to beat me up with drums all year long, damn it, they can beat me up with drums all year long. I enjoyed it. Every time I clicked on the game, I was shaking my ass. I was having fun. I did not get tired of those drums one bit. All right, moving on. Creating rivalries with your team builder. You get to create up to 5 rivalries with team builder, which is really, really nice. Unfortunately, that is the only nice part about that. We'll get back to that on all the dislikes that I like about the game. On the fly subs, this is really nice. Whenever I'm on offense, especially when I'm on offense, and I have maybe a 12 play drive, and some of my players are getting tired, I can just flick it up, go to my second left tackle or my third receiver, take him out, and by maybe a couple plays later, I just put my starters back in. Really simple, really easy. It's a lot more difficult on defense, especially if a team is running no huddle. It's very difficult to get your players out. But I love on the fly subs. Sliders for wear and tear is very much needed. Wear and tear was a lot last year, and sometimes your players would just disappear in the game or disappear for the rest of the season. And, or by the end of the season, they would just be so beat up that you couldn't even play them. You can maybe play them way in the fourth quarter, like a running back. You can maybe play a running back in the fourth quarter, maybe for like 3 or 4 carries, and that would be your starting running back, and then you have to take him out for the rest of the game. So sliders for wear and tear is really nice. Gameplay itself, is very, very fun. The throwing, running the ball, the jukes, the stiff arms, the spins are nice. Everything about gameplay is really, really good. I'm having a really fun time. Gameplay seems slow, a little bit slower, but I don't care. I like it. It's fun. I'm loving the gameplay. And last on the likes part is AI play. If I play on Heisman on Dynasty, if you have your gameplay sliders tuned to where you're having fun, the AI play is so much fun. I have my sliders exactly the way I like them. The AI quarterback is not throwing 90% or 100%. They're overthrowing passes. They're underthrowing passes, and they're throwing the ball away. It's really, really fun. The AI play is really fun. And I played Delaware last night, and they're running a no huddle, and man, was it difficult to stop them. It was very difficult to stop them. It's fun the way different teams play and trying to figure out how to stop them. So that was very fun. All right, let's get into the negatives. We're going to start, and this is all coming from Dynasty because I'm a very hardcore Dynasty player. So this is all tailored to Dynasty. Pride stickers and team builder. This is something that a lot of people ask for. I don't think just me, but this is one thing I really asked for. And I was looking forward to last year, but they didn't have it in the team builder. And I was hoping they would have pride stickers in the game. They don't. And I know some people will say, well, you can just make pride stickers and put them on the helmet. No, it's not the same. It's not the same as progressive pride stickers. I want to start the first game of the season with no pride stickers, or maybe 1 or 2 that the players receive on their helmets, and see the progression over the season. That's the kind of pride stickers I want. I want that element in the game for our team builder. Moving on to talking about team builder, mascots. We are now allowed to have mascots for our team builder. It's a big miss. There's a few times in my stream yesterday where somebody asked me, hey, you should use Fresno State mascots since your team builder, your team is named Bulldogs. Yeah, well, sorry, we can't use mascots. I don't know why, but we can't use them. Another thing with team builder is we have no team intros. Whenever you play a team builder game and it loads up, it loads right into the kickoff. You pick the kickoff, whether you're kicking or receiving, like that's it. No specialized team intros. Even it would be nice if they even like let us add generic intros. Like I did an intro. I did all 133 teams minus Virginia Tech. I did all those teams intros as a video, and some of those teams had like generic intros. You know, they'd come out. You know, they come running out, the flag, you know, the person waving the flag, they're running behind the person, and like it cut to the next team. That's a generic intro. Other teams have more elaborate intros. Let us have a generic intro. And more team builder talk. This is going to be a lot of team builder talk. We still don't have our team logo in the end zones for bowl games. In my first team builder, I played a neutral site game. I forgot who it was against, but it was a neutral site game, and they had their logo in the end zone, but my team did not. It was my primary team's color in the end zone, which was yellow. The end zone was just yellow. No words, no logo, no nothing. They still have not fixed that. That's still an issue. And continuing on with Dynasty, This was and this is the first time I'm going to compare 26 to NCAA 14. But in NCAA 14, we had, whenever we would go to my school, we could go down to program and we would be able to see that team's total career win and loss records, their entire win loss records. We would be able to see that for each team. We don't have that option in college football 26. We didn't have it last year either. When we go to my school and go to program or whatever, I think it has like the win-loss information for this year or the current year or something like that. But there's nowhere in the game where we can see, oh, Alabama has 450 something career wins as a program. That's not an option. We can't see that. And to me, it's the little things that matter like that. And next, I want to talk about the crashing. So many people have had issues with the game crashing. A lot of people, I went on the forums, and a lot of people on the Xbox have been having issues with crashing. I ran into my issue last Thursday, before the full release of the game. So I bought the early release of the game. I was doing my team builder. I was making my team, which took me like 8 hours to do on stream. I played an entire year. I played my entire first year within a couple of days. And then an update comes out early in the morning on Thursday. Update 1.003. I know the number. And I'm like, okay, cool. They're doing an update for the initial release. I streamed later that evening. I played my first game of the second season. Crashed in the first quarter. Okay, that's the first time it happened. I'm mad, but hey, whatever. Start it back up. I'm not going to end the stream. Start it back up. Play again. I get to halftime. Crash. I said, you know what? I'm not doing this. I ended the stream, and I was sitting there trying to figure out what was going on. Did I do something wrong with the conference? Because I changed the conference game from 8 to 9. Maybe that's the issue. Because it was the issue with conference games last season. Looked on the EA forums. I even wrote down what happened, and nobody could tell me what I was doing wrong. So what I did was I made an entire new team on. Oh no, wait! Somebody told me to, hey, why don't you try a simulator week, and then see if that works. That's what I did. Didn't want to because I enjoy playing every game. I simulated the first week of Texas State, and then I said, all right, I'm going to stream. We're going to play Fresno State. So I have to play Fresno State. I get through the entire game, and then 2 or 3 minutes left in the game, we crash. I was so pissed. And then I said, I'm not doing this anymore. Couldn't find the issue, what was going on. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe when they came out with the patch, they messed up all the people who pre-ordered the game and got the game early, made team builders, and started a dynasty. That update messed up something with those people making the team builders early in the early access. So what I did is I spent all day Saturday and Sunday making a new team. I made the same team over, and what I did is I didn't play the first season. I simulated the first season, but I gave ourselves the wins, losses, and all that stuff. And I played the first game, didn't crash. So I feel like everybody who made a team builder team in the early access, and once that update came out, the team builder is just like, you have to make a new one. It's useless now. Until they say they're coming out with a workaround or a patch or update, but until they come out with that, you're stuck playing other game modes. I don't know, maybe you want to play cut. I don't know. But moving on. So remember when I talked about them having us being able to add rivalries as a team builder. So it's nothing wrong with that. The issue is whenever you're playing that rival in your dynasty mode, the announcers don't say anything about you and that other team being rivals. They don't say anything about you two being rivals. There's no graphic pop up on the screen about the win-loss record and who won the last game and how much they won that game by. There's nothing mentioned about that rivalry. The only thing that you get information about the rivalry is if you look on the schedule, it's going to say rivalry game. Or if you go to your coach and you look at his record, it's going to say, oh, rivals, your win-loss record versus rivals. That is the only two things that is going to be like knowledgeable about your rivalry with the 5 teams that you put as rivals. Announcers don't mention it. There's no graphic pop-up. There's nothing. So I feel like they half-assed that. Why put something in the game if you're not gonna you're not gonna flesh it out completely? I feel like they half-assed that when it comes to rivalry. Like, okay, I have this rivalry. There's no graphic. Announcers don't say anything. Great, awesome. So it's just I don't know. It annoys me. So we're going to be talking about formation subs. I love that they added formation subs in the game. The issue is a lot of people in Dynasty mode use custom playbooks. If you use a custom playbook, you cannot go to your coach schemes and search for your custom playbook there, because in NCAA 14 you can go to your coach and you can search for your custom playbook, and by doing that you can go to your formation subs for that custom playbook and shift around any players that you want. But since we're not able to put our custom playbooks in the coach's scheme, when we go to formation subs, it's whatever generic it's whatever generic playbook you have set for your coach scheme. So let's say you have spread set for your coach, but in your custom playbook you have a lot of I formation, single back, and all that stuff. Maybe you have like 2 shotgun formations, in your custom playbook. Now when you go to formation subs, you're not doing formation subs for your custom playbook. You're doing formation subs for that spread offense. And it's not, whenever you go into the game and you use your custom playbook, none of your formation subs are going to work because you're not using those formations. So it's useless when it comes to formation subs. Another thing with custom playbooks, and this was the issue last year, it works in game. Let's say we're just going to do an example. Play now. You're doing play now and you're picking your defense and you say, 4-2-5. All right, we're going to do 4-2-5. Get in the game. 4-2-5 formation is there, I think. But if you go and you try to create a custom playbook and you look for the 4-2-5 formation, it's not there. It's not there. Even if you go to custom playbooks and you go over and you click 4-2-5, it's not there. Instead of 4-2-5, they think that big nickel is 4-2-5 when it's not. 4-2-5 is a different defensive layout than big nickel. You have 4 linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. And it's just not in the game. It's not. And nobody has said anything about it. To me, it's a big issue. 4-2-5 is a great defense. And it's just not in the game to use as custom playbooks. It's just not. If anybody thinks or knows otherwise or a workaround around it, please let me know. But it's just not in the game to use. And the last thing I want to talk about is Team Builder being in offline mode. If I'm not for sure, I don't know if it was the Dynasty Deep Dive trailer or the blog that they put out. But I'm 98, 99% sure somewhere, and I looked for this and I couldn't find it, and I think they took it off. I think they took it out of the blog. I think they mentioned that Team Builder could be in offline mode this year, and I was so excited about that news. And then we played the game, and we had to use cloud. And I'm like, and I forgot about that, and it didn't really come to my attention until somebody mentioned it in my stream. They said, I'm mad that they said, Team Builder was going to be in offline game mode this year. And I thought to myself, I'm like, they did say that. Or did they mislead us and say, oh, it's an offline game mode and play now, or something like that? And that's what they meant. They misled us. And I'm like, wait, because I'm pretty sure they said something like that for Team Builder. But nonetheless, those are my likes and dislikes for College Football 26 so far. I'm going to rate this game. Last year, I didn't play the game a lot. I stopped playing the game within like maybe a month or so. I'm going to rate this game. Last year, I rated the game like a 5. I'm going to rate this game a 6.5 because gameplay is good. They added some little details that just quality of life things. We have generic stadiums, on the fly subs, sliders for wear and tear, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5. There's just little things that I just want them to add. Pride stickers, 4-2-5 defense, and please fix our logos being in the end zone in bowl games. Please do it. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna give the game this year, 6.5. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and as always, have a good day.